all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNINews video. And we're just days away now from the New York Toy Fair, which kicks off this coming Saturday, February 16th. And today I've got several new news bits I wanted to share with you guys. You know, a lot of news has been coming out pre-Toy Fair, so I just wanted to share with you the latest updates. Unfortunately, we've not yet gotten like the Marvel Legend pre-Toy Fair reveals that I was hoping for and still expect to see probably tomorrow, Friday. That's normally what Hasbro does, so and maybe Black Series too, but as it is, nothing really new on that front. Now, before I get into today's news, though, I did want to share just some updates. You've heard me talking about these contests, but I can't stress these enough because, you know, basically it's just a way for you guys to win free stuff, free toys. So we just launched a new contest on Marvelous News, another one for a $100 store credit to Big Bad Toy Store. You have to sign up for the message boards and contribute over there, but you're going to have a lot of things to talk about, especially this coming weekend. We've got a Toy Fair section set up where the news will be posted with images, and then you guys can discuss everything and share it with your friends and what have you. But again, it's just an easy way to essentially win $100 worth of free toys. And even if you don't win this round, we'll do the contest again, you know, as we have been. And sooner or later, if you keep contributing, your chances get pretty good that you'll win. We also have a second contest over on Toy News International. That one is running through the end of this week. But then again, we will do another one after that. So same thing, same, you know, you've got to sign up for the message boards there. And we have a Toy Fair section there as well. So again, you'll have plenty of things to talk about this coming weekend, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so let's get into the news. No big major announcements like McFarlane Toys getting the DC Comics collector license like I talked about in the last news video. But I do have some interesting tidbits. So first thing, I guess while we're on the subject of McFarlane Toys, they did announce another license that they've grabbed up, and that is for Mortal Kombat. Now, we don't have any specific details. They just teased an image, and I'm sure we'll hear more this coming weekend. I assume there'll probably be action figures involved, but that is essentially an assumption at this point since it doesn't specifically say. I mean, for all we know, it could be statues and replicas or something like that. But I am guessing they're probably going to start doing action figures for Mortal Kombat. And some of you have been asking since this news broke, what does that mean for Storm Collectibles? Well, as far as I know of, it really doesn't mean anything. Storm Collectibles is an import company, so, you know, import companies often have the same licenses as companies here in the United States. And here's my cat, Salome, once again making a brief appearance. Salome, she likes to get on camera here. Set her to the side. But anyway, so I don't think it really means anything. Now, it might hurt. This might hurt Storm Collectibles in the long run because I mean, I've heard a lot of you say, well, Storm Collectibles is, you know, the bar is high set with Storm Collectibles, but I look at it from a different way. So assuming that McFarlane Toys gives us detailed sculpted figures that have decent articulation, and the articulation part is still the big question. You know, we've been seeing their Fortnite figures which have good articulation, but, you know, with the DC and these, you know, will we continue to get that kind of level articulation, or maybe they'll continue to improve that area? We'll have to wait and see. But if they do that, then I think Storm Collectibles is the one that's really going to take a hit here, because while they are technically an import company, you know, their stuff gets distributed here in the United States through Bluefin, and, you know, I imagine they make a lot of sales here in the United States. And so if you're going to have to, even if the Storm Collectibles figures continue to be a little bit better, you know, those things are pretty damn expensive compared to a normal, you know, 6-inch action figure. So if you can get a highly detailed, sculpted with good articulation, some decent accessory action figures for $20, $25, maybe even $30, that's still a lot cheaper than the Storm Collectible stuff, which is imported, so it just generally costs more. And for me personally, while I like the Storm collectible stuff, I think it looks good. I'm not a huge fan of that rubber type material they use with a lot of the clothing for their figures. I don't think it's something that necessarily is going to hold up well over time, and also it can sometimes hinder the figure. So I hope McFarlane goes a route with actual just plastic sculpting, make it really detailed with nice paint applications and such and good articulation. But that would really interest me more. Now, I'm not saying that, hopefully, best case scenario for us collectors is the two lines are compatible so that you can mix and match your figures. Hopefully that will be the case. But again, we don't really have a whole lot of details on what exactly McFarlane's going to do. We don't know if they're going to be 6-inch figures. We don't even know if they're going to do action figures, but we should probably get those details this coming weekend. Now, for you Jurassic Park fans, I've got a little bit of tidbit information, and this comes via Victoria's Cantina. She dug this information out. It was actually posted by the brand manager on Instagram. But for those of you, this was teased at San Diego Comic-Con. It's the Brachiosaurus. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not very good on my dinosaur names, but the one with the really long neck. And they teased this at Toy Fair, or at San Diego Comic-Con last summer. And this thing is supposed to be really big in scale with their small 3 3/4-inch figures. And unfortunately, though, it's going to end up being a Target store exclusive. And I say unfortunate because Target, as I understand it, has been a little iffy on some of their exclusives. And basically, it just means that people here in the United States are only going to have access. Mattel does say they're going to try and get this out to people overseas, but they don't have anything to announce in that regard at this time. And again, it is going to be a Target store exclusive. And I don't know when it's going to be released. It's going to be part of the Legacy Collection line, and it should be out sometime this year, I would imagine. It's not going to be on display at Toy Fair because it is a store exclusive. They don't usually show store exclusives at Toy Fair. And again, whether if you live outside the United States, getting this figure is probably going to be a lot more difficult. But I just wanted to pass on that information because I know there are those of you out there watching who do collect the Jurassic Park stuff. And another quick tidbit of information that I picked up from Randy from NECA Toys off of Twitter is in regards to those DC Comic 2-packs. So don't expect those to be on display at Toy Fair this weekend. And when I asked Randy why that was, he basically indicated we would see these released, but it would be down the road. So I asked, would we see it at Toy Fair? And he said no, because they're not going to be released at regular retail. So that indicates that they're either going to be some kind of store exclusive, or maybe, and this would be my best guess, just based on previous conversations I've had with the likes of Randy, is going to be some kind of convention exclusive, maybe for this year's San Diego Comic-Con. So those were shown off at Toy Fair, first shown off several years ago at Toy Fair. But if you've been waiting for word of those, I will ask Randy when we talk to him this weekend. Maybe he can give us some more specific details, but definitely don't expect to see those on display at Toy Fair this coming weekend. Getting off action figures real quick here, I wanted to share some news from yesterday that there's going to be a Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated movie coming. This is going to be a straight-to-home release. And as I understand it, it's based on the comic book series put out between DC Comics and IDW with Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it looks, based on the promotional art, it looks like it's going to be like not the most recent incarnation, but like the previous version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know I've seen a lot of you indicate you hate these new designs. I've not actually yet watched any of the episodes from the latest cartoon, but it doesn't look like it's going to use those interpretations. And it's got a voice cast. It's not Bruce Timm or anything like that, unfortunately. But, the voice cast has been announced and everything. I have details on Toy News International, so if you want to read more about it. But I just wanted to share that it's kind of interesting how they're going to be doing a Batman and the Turtles. And as I understand it, basically they just take on a bunch of Batman's rogue villains. So it's really more Batman-centric with the Turtles kind of guest starring. Now, just as a quick update from the last news video I did in regards to those DC Multiverse Shazam movie figures. So I just wanted to let you guys know, I believe the original origin of those images come from Cincy Nerd. He's a toy hunter on YouTube. And he updated with some new images, some out of the packaging images, giving us a close look. And once again, my cat is making a brief appearance here. Say hi, Salome. And we get some out of the package looks. Plus, he gave us a look at the package, the back of the packaging. So it is confirmed that there's only 2 figures in this assortment, and there's no collect and connect pieces. So that's what I pretty much figured. But I just wanted to confirm that for you guys. And again, thanks to Cincy Nerd for posting those images. Hasbro has revealed additional stuff for their Power Rangers toy line, more stuff for the kids. Now, specifically, they showed off images for their Beast Morphers dual and triple converting Zords, the Play School Heroes Red Ranger, and Dragon Thunderzord figure. Now, they will be doing collector-oriented stuff as well. They showed off last year the White Ranger, which is part of their Lightning collection, which are 6-inch figures, and I do expect that we'll be seeing more of that at Toy Fair this coming weekend, and we might even get some sneak peeks before then, maybe tomorrow or something, but definitely this weekend I think they'll have more of those 6-inch figures, which I know is what you guys are primarily interested in here. But if you do want more details and better looks at these new reveals, I will put a link to the story on Toy News International. We have all the information there. Okay, now on to Transformers. So not a whole lot new here, but I did have a new image I wanted to share with you guys. This image comes from the Amazon Japan website. And with this, we're getting another look at that Transformer Siege Jetfire. So the interesting thing to note here is in this image, and it's possible this could be just an error or something, or it could be some kind of feature, but you see the figure is sporting a Decepticon symbol. So the original images and everything we saw, you had the Autobot symbol. He should be an Autobot, but maybe there's some kind of feature on this toy where you can switch out the symbols on his chest, and maybe that pays tribute to the original G1 episode where Starscream convinces him, when they first find him in the ice, Starscream convinces him to be a Decepticon, and he does actually sport the Decepticon symbol in that episode. So I don't know if that's what this is paying tribute to. We should get those details at Toy Fair this weekend. So if you want to find out more, be sure to check in to tformers.com. That's where the information will be. Diamond Select Toys this week revealed some new 7-inch Select Kingdom Hearts 3 figures. These will be released as 2-packs later this year. So one 2-pack is going to feature figures of a Toy Story Sora with her favorite deputy Keyblade and an air soldier. Then we're going to be getting Guardian form Sora with a Hero Origins Keyblade and Air Soldier. And then the final 2-pack, which I think is probably the most interesting, is Disney's Hercules with Dusk. So, Hercules was a character that's appeared in Disney movies and I guess in the video game as well. So we're going to be getting an action figure of that. And again, these will be released as 2-packs later this year. They're going to cost about $25. Diamond Select Toys also revealed a new Marvel Select 7-inch scale figure with Sandman. This is going to be a comic book version of the character. And even though the one image that they released doesn't show any of the accessories, according to the figure's description, it is going to come with quite a few things. So based on the description, it says it will feature legs that can change to a tower of sand. It will come with interchangeable hands, including a fist, a claw, and a spiked mace. Now, this figure is going to be out later this year. It is currently up for pre-order. Now, one thing I want to note here that I hadn't actually noticed with the previous Marvel Select announcements is it does look like the price is going up on these, actually starting with the Captain Marvel and the Psylocke figures. But the MSRP is now going to be $30. Now, places like Big Bad Toy Store do sell it for a little bit cheaper. So over there, I think it's 27 something. But like if you go to your comic book shop and you get your select figures there, it's probably going to cost you $30. But I hadn't mentioned this before because frankly, it kind of slipped past me. But it does look like this year the prices are going to be going up on the Marvel Select figures. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Does this look good to you? Do you think this is going to be better than the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure version? It's probably going to be a little bit taller, so if you wanted a bigger, more menacing type Sandman figure, this might work well with your Marvel Legends. But let me know in the comments section below. Okay, and then the final bit of news I wanted to share with you guys, which honestly, the headline is more exciting than the actual news itself, but we are getting our very first look at Hasbro's Spider-Man Far From Home toys. So we're getting a look at their web and water shooters, which they do with every single movie. I think we've seen these kind of things with every Spider-Man movie that's ever been done. So we're seeing that. And also their Spider-Man Far From Home Web Gear Spider-Man figure, which is one of the larger scale figures, again, made for the kids. So nothing really super exciting here with these reveals. But what this does hopefully mean is that at Toy Fair this weekend, we will see cooler stuff for this movie. If they can show this, then they can probably show other stuff for Far From Home. I'm still not really anticipating that we're going to see anything for Endgame. My guess is maybe Sony is a little more looser with their embargo dates on these kind of reveals than Disney and Marvel Studios. But I mean, who knows? Maybe we will see Endgame, since Endgame does technically come out before Far From Home. And probably nothing spoiler. So at best, I'm guessing maybe we'll see a Marvel Legend Far From Home Spider-Man figure, since we have seen the outfit and everything, something along those lines. Maybe Mysterio, because he was in the trailer and everything, so maybe we'll get a Marvel Legends Mysterio figure that we'll see at Toy Fair. We'll have to wait and see, but I just wanted to share this with you. And again, do check the sites this coming weekend for Toy Fair, starting Saturday morning and throughout the day. Hasbro will be on Saturday. That's the big day. I don't expect a lot for DC comic fans, unfortunately, because it's too early to see anything from McFarlane, and Mattel is probably going to be winding things down. And with DC Collectibles, we're probably going to see more statues than anything, maybe a few new reveals for the Essentials line, but I'm not expecting a ton of stuff in the way of DC stuff. So unfortunately, if you're a DC fan, action figure fan, I suspect this weekend is going to be a little bit disappointing, but hopefully we'll at least get some more specific details about what McFarlane has planned for their line and things like that. So do check in, do tune in for all the coverage. I will do some update videos. This may be my last video until Toy Fair actually kicks off, but if there are any kind of major reveals tomorrow, I might try and get something eked out at my hotel. I will be traveling to New York tomorrow, heading up, so I can cover the show for you guys. So please check in, tune in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Continue to move in on that 50,000 subscriber mark. I do appreciate it. You can follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts as well. Also, check out those contests. I have links in the video description. Again, great way to win $100 store credit. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later.